lost fire will rise.
Hello YouTubers, so bringing you another Halloween special, now that it's the season. I wanted to give you a quick movie review of the recent, a few years back now, remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. So you know, I'm a huge Nightmare on Elm Street, huge Freddy Krueger fan, so this was one that I was, you know, a little iffy on because, you know how it's kind of, the whole Hollywood trend lately is remakes. It's like this, you know, this thing they've got going on, and they remake everything. Certain things just, you know, don't need to be remade. Nightmare on Elm Street, to be honest, is one of those things. It really doesn't need to be remade. The original movies are just so classic and so great that they really just didn't, you know, just didn't really need a remake. So, you know, makes me a little iffy on it as a fan. But, you know, being a fan, I had to go see it. So, you know, I did, and I have to say, you know, Jackie Earle Haley takes over the role of Freddy Krueger, a role that Robert Englund made famous and made his very own. So, you know, was it any good? Was it worthwhile? It's the same basic story as you can imagine. You know, Freddy Krueger was this twisted, you know, child killer. You know, that the parents band together and kill him, because he gets arrested but gets out on a technicality, so the parents, you know, take it upon themselves to kill him. But unfortunately, he comes back from the dead to prey upon their children in their dreams. So it's the same basic story, but, you know, kind of just modernized. To be honest, I thought it was pretty good. You know, it's not really great, and I will say, you know, I mean, it just doesn't really hold up to the original. But it falls under the category. A lot of times I like to say, when it comes to like a franchise that I love, I'd rather get something new than to get nothing at all. And I feel like this movie was a good case of that. You know, it was really cool to see. And, you know, were my options getting the movie that we got or getting nothing at all? I'd rather have gotten the remake that we got. So, you know, I'll say that about it. It was all right. You know, the acting wasn't the greatest. And that's one of the main complaints I see from a lot of people. But, you know, the thing is, would you expect it to be from, you know, a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, from a horror movie? Not to mention, you know, the rest of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, it's not like the acting was the greatest. I mean, that's not what you're expecting from a horror movie like this. Freddy Krueger himself, I thought he was really good. I mean, you just can't touch Robert Englund's performance. I mean, so it was never going to surpass that. So you can't expect that. So given that, I thought actually that the new Freddy Krueger was pretty cool. Like I said, definitely nowhere near as good as the real Freddy Krueger, as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, it was really good. You know, it was certainly, if you go in with the right expectations, I think he was pretty cool. You know, a few elements of it that I kind of didn't like, and I won't spoil too much for if you haven't seen it, but they kind of hint that maybe the parents were wrong and Freddy never actually did any of the stuff that they thought he did. They kind of hint that maybe that's the case, so maybe it's even more terrible. These parents may have killed an innocent man. Now, I won't reveal, they do reveal at the end whether or not that's the case. I won't reveal that, I won't spoil that for you, but personally I kind of didn't like that element one way or the other, because, you know, one way or the other, if it ends up that he did do those things, or if it actually ends up he didn't, I don't, you know, Freddy's just an evil dude. He's a twisted SOB. I kind of didn't like the implementation in the movie that possibly, you know, he wasn't and the parents were wrong, and because that would kind of make Freddy like almost seem vindicated in his, you know, in his evil doings, and you know, that's not Freddy Krueger. So that was really the only major complaint I could have. You know, like I said, I mean, you know, being as it's a remake, you know, of a classic movie, if you have to go in with the right expectations, and I feel like if you did, it's not a bad little movie. You know, it's nothing like the original, not near as great as the original series of movies, but I thought it was pretty good. So, it's definitely worth picking up on DVD or, if you find it on Netflix, something like that. Okay, YouTubers, have a nice day. Happy Halloween.